I mean, wow. Like, maybe it's soothing to not have to worry about having masks ever, or just like someone's like, so we've come up with these new terms. We call them dog whistles. It's like, nah, fuck that shit, son. I'm going all in. I'm going all in. Wow. I would appreciate if someone from Politico would read all the racist things that Shapiro said. You found it. Wow. Internet. How great are you? Big old credit to TT Grasshopper TT. Thank you. Oh no. Oh no. I gotta get ready for this.
Welcome, Ben. Thanks for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, I've never seen you on the alternative media circuit before, so we're glad to have you.
Yeah, I used to do a little bit more often, but now that the baby's been born, she's taking up all my time with spitting up and being cute and not sleeping. So
tell us a bit about your background and what inspired you to write Primetime Propaganda, the true Hollywood story of how the left took over your TV.
Well, I mean, the way that it actually originated is that I was approached by a publisher because I'd written a column discussing exactly why Sean Penn, during the 2009 Oscars, 2010 Oscars, he had shifted his position and suddenly was a big Barack Obama fan. It turned out that it had something to do with a lot of the kind of corporatism, the corporate favors that were being done by the Obama administration for Hollywood. And I was approached by HarperCollins, and they said, would you write something on why TV is so liberal? I said, sure. And he said, well, is there any way that you could get any new information? And I said, well, yeah, I sort of have some ideas on that. So what I did is I emailed all of these major forces in the history of TV, and I told them I was doing a book on the history of TV. I told them I was a Harvard Law School grad and that I was I was from Los Angeles. And do you mind if I tape? They said, no problem, and depends on who's asking the question.
That's right.
So that's sort of how Primetime Propaganda came about.
Now, you talk about this in your book, but maybe you can provide us with a brief summary on how TV actually started conservative and then was taken over by the left.
Well, I mean, the TV industry was started off by a bunch of immigrants, largely Jewish immigrants from Europe and their kids. And when they started the industry, they really did so with the knowledge that America was a wonderfully free and great country. And the values that they espoused were basically geared toward the values of America at the time. In the 30s and 40s, America was a pretty socially conservative country. Over time, the industry and the model of the industry, the actual business model of the industry changed. So it used to be that one advertiser would basically control the content of the show. It would be the General Electric hour, for example. And the advertiser would only want to be connected with a certain type of content. Well, that kept the artists within certain boundaries. Pretty soon, advertising agencies began to say, okay, why don't we sell multiple advertisements within a given show? And that sort of diffused a little bit the power of.
I don't know anything about Radio 14 or Red Ice Radio or what the fuck it is, but monstrous yikes looking at the other topics. The transgender industrial complex, rigging, fraud and lies, dark winter coming, no-go zones, Louisville riots.
Some of these corporate entities about how they could best for a bunch of younger viewers in major urban markets. And so they were doing shows like the Mod Squad. So they somehow had to convince advertisers why advertisers should advertise with them as opposed to with CBS. What they said is, sure, CBS has more viewers, but our viewers are better. Younger urban viewers are better viewers, more important viewers for.
Red Ice or proper mask off? Really? So this is just like a straight up Nazi channel that he was fine going on to promote his shitty book?
Because they're young, that means they're more malleable. Because they're urban, it means they buy more stuff. So if you really want to get the best bang for your buck, you're going to aim for those young urban viewers. Advertising agencies started to buy in based on some pretty faulty social science that had been.
Am I perpetually doing this duck face? This is cute though.
And CBS saw what was going on, and in a move to head off ABC's growth, shifted its entire primetime lineup. Now, there were programming heads who had been waiting for just this moment. They were already liberals, I mentioned. They were advertising executives from New York, largely the Mad Men types. And they basically said, okay, now is our opportunity. This rating, quote, in the demographic, what they're talking about is people aged 18 to 49. That demographic is considered more valuable than people aged 50 and above, even though people aged them struggle because they're not catering to older audiences. Basically, the only network that's still doing okay is CBS. and nobody under the age of 50 has ever seen that. The government has gone out of its way to make life very comfortable for a lot of the folks in the TV industry with particular subsidies. The federal government gives massive subsidies to the TV industry. State of California gives massive subsidies. Lots of states now have picked up on this and are also giving huge subsidies. Heads of their parent companies. So Jeff Immelt at GE, which at the time owned NBC, it's now owned by Comcast.
Like, even look at the screenshot thumbnail. They've got a little like Israeli flag in the background. I don't know how you agreed to do this.
They called up the heads of Viacom. Mm-hmm. They called up the heads of Disney. They called up Bob Iger over at Disney, and they said, "We would really, really like it if you'd broadcast this particular press conference." And so the network said, "Sure, we'll do that." About 2 days later, there was an announcement that the Obama administration had reached an agreement with the.
I'm getting to learn things. Red Eyes Creations, tagline Dispelling the Mythmakers, is a website since 2003 by Henrik Palmgren of Sweden, who bills himself as a filmmaker, radio host, musician, editor, director, researcher, and graphic designer, with assistance from Fredrik Palmgren, his older brother, Lana Loktef, his wife, and Elizabeth Leaflor. It hosts a large amount of greatly varied content. Among others, it's prone to conspiracy theories, the paranormal, pseudo-history, medical woo, but it shifts its focus towards alt-right content. The site looks fairly professional and operates on a subscription basis. It has 3 sections: Red Ice Radio, which has only podcasts predominantly focused on issues concerning European survival; Red Ice TV, which contains documentaries and live broadcasts; and a news section. The news section mainly reprints articles from other sites, including Pravda, Prison Planet, and InfoWars. Oh, so it's the Swedish InfoWars. Wow. Hey, any Swedes in the chat? Isn't that exciting, Swedes? You have your own InfoWars. You did it. Well done. European survival sounds like one hell of a dog whistle, though. I'm going to be honest. If I hear the term European survival, I'm going to be like, yeah, that's some shit going down there. Yeah. The news section mainly reprints articles from other sites. Daily Mail. It also has some original content. Its viewpoint can be described as fractally wrong. Not factually wrong, fractally wrong. Fractal wrongness is the state of being wrong at every conceivable scale of the resolution. That is, from a distance, a fractally wrong person's worldview is incorrect. And furthermore, if you zoom in on any part of the person's worldview, that part is just as wrong as the whole worldview. Oh, I love that. I am using this from now on. Fractally wrong. I was like, you're just wrong. You know, you're wrong. You're fractally wrong. Yeah, on every level, mate. In October 2019, the YouTube channel was banned for violating the site's policies on hate speech. Take a wild guess how they reacted. Links to crank celebrities such as David Icke, of course, Richard Hoagland, used to feature prominently on the right sidebar, but have gradually been replaced with alt-right links. What, David Icke was too much? What, like, wasn't extreme enough? Is it Ike or is it Ike, by the way? Is it Ike? It's Ike, isn't it? Or is it Ike? I don't know. I just know it's the person that Dr. Disrespect may or may not be a cult member of. It's Ike, David Icke. I've been gradually replaced with alt-right links. The news section frequently contains content from Alex Jones. It has a very right-wing political stance. It features conservative sexual ethics, green baiting, extreme Euroscepticism, reactionary gun nuttery, Holocaust denial. Holocaust denial. Oh. The show, the biggest hoax of the 20th century. Eric Hunt. Oh yeah, this looks like someone I want to trust. Whose documentaries include The Last Days of the Big Lie, the Treblinka archaeology hoax, and the Majdanek gas chamber myth. What? Hunt is with us to talk about the important research and work he's contributed to exposing the greatest hoax in human history. He has not only examined the testimonies and evidence of the so-called extermination program of the National Socialist Germany during the holy fuck. Oh my god. I mean, wow. Like, maybe it's soothing to not have to worry about having masks ever, or just like someone's like, so we've come up with these new terms. We call them dog whistles. It's like, nah, fuck that shit, son. I'm going all in. Wow. We get into the specifics of disinfection facilities that were using Zyklon B. Oh, this is the same conspiracy theory as Sticks and Hammer. You know, Sticks and Hammer 666, the person who was retweeted by the President of the United States. Yeah, that's the kind of brand of Holocaust denial he likes to do. He's like, I'm not outright going to deny the Holocaust. I think it happened. I'm just saying, were the numbers exaggerated? Were they? Were the numbers not inflated? Holy shit. Twitch is broken? Did I break Twitch? Or is this, have I taken the VOD down with all this horrorness? To deal with the deadly typhoid epidemic that was sweeping through the war-torn Europe, as evidence suggests, Treblinka, Belzec, and Sobibor were not extermination camps. What? But rather, work camps and transfer stations created to generate manpower. What are you saying? And deal with the disease and violence in wartime. In the Members Hour, Eric touches on the methodology of the wartime propaganda and the media monopoly that has existed since pre-World War I to explore the horrific emotional garbage that is fed through the Oh my god. All right. Well, I'm sorry. I have to tweet this out. This is revelations all across the world. I mean, it doesn't even matter what any subsection will do. Nazi shit, because doesn't really matter. And then where's our? Oh, there's Ben Shapiro appearing on the very same station. Look at this. Isn't this cute? Ben Shapiro's gonna have a wild day today. I have a feeling. I have a feeling some things are going to come to light that perhaps he didn't want. Let's just talk about this. I wonder if he even read this after the fact, their description of it.
How do we turn things around? At the end, we discussed a disproportionate amount of Jewish people in positions of power in Hollywood and their liberal bias.
Just yikes all around.
If you want us to advertise your channel or work, please go to weareserfs.com and email us a 20 to 30 second ad, and we'll take it on to the end of one of our videos to help promote your leftist channel or progressive something. Whatever you do.
To our gods, I'm Raph, Xander Corvus, and Schlatsky. We shall build golden idols in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, you have our undying fealty. To our lords, Jeffrey Lamb, Trevor R., Hans Josephin, C. Bartlett, Jimothy K. Meeple Beeps Jr., Bisexual Black Gamer, and Trofox, we shall carry your banners onto the battlefield. To our Knights of the Round Table, Josh Mickelson, Dylan Byte, Zach Christensen, Todd Buckingham, Todd Lajeunesse, Political Puppy, Jimmy Bignuts, Andreas Chitoro, Good Poon Hates Cops, that's solid poon then, Dr. Zayas, Yoppie, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Thomas Barrington, J. Fraser Cartwright, Goofalankius, Melissa Murphy, Nicholas Marks, Alexander Thaler, Ali Rada Jafer, Alex Gauvin, Radical Maniac, The Great Houdini, and Callie Kotka. We salute you.